For years, we worshipped at the altar of WOLED displays like the LG C-Series TVs, yet now I've spotted a growing sentiment since the release of Quantum.OLED that WOLED TVs and monitors are trash and get destroyed by QD OLED. But is this actually true? Or does WOLED still hold value today? Well, let's pencil dive straight in. Now, WOLED, as you might imagine, stands for white OLED and is named such for the extra white subpixel used, in addition to the traditional red, green, and blue you might see on an LCD-based display, which might seem strange at face value, but this extra subpixel was key to greatly reducing the risk of burn-in on early OLED TVs. Now, today, anti-burn-in technologies and OLED durability have been greatly improved, but once it was a foreign concept, hence the aforementioned extra white to reduce strain on red, green, and blue. But then something happened that would make LG clench their cheeks like never before. Samsung came busting out of the closet, soy-facing, and jump-scared LG with their brand new QD OLED technology, which combined OLED with quantum dots and did away with the traditional polarizing layers to enhance color volume and overall brightness without punching up the power. The advantage of Samsung's new QD OLED technology was that they were able to produce far more color than WOLED, which unfortunately, likely due to the extra white subpixel, can struggle with color volume in HDR. Not only that, but WOLED has worse uniformity and even some noticeable vertical banding on gray screens, which sometimes can't be solved even with a manual pixel clean. QD OLED has no such issues, so with better color and uniformity, and today oftentimes lower prices as well, is WOLED done for? Not necessarily, and here's why. 1. LG has a far better glossy coating. One of the best things about OLEDs is that most of them, especially TVs, will use a glossy coating to give them the best image quality possible. But whoopsie doodle, QD OLED, because they've ditched a polarizing layer for a quantum dot layer, as far as I'm aware anyway, seems to have an issue where ambient light may be energizing the quantum dot layer, leading to either a magenta or gray tint when presented with even a small amount of ambient light, which can defeat the main purpose of OLED in a bright room: its ability to show true black. LG, on the other hand, uses an excellent glossy coating on their C-Series OLED TVs, which looks black even in a very bright room. The only issue is that for now, all their OLED monitors use a grainy and oily looking matte coating, which greatly harms the image quality, though it sounds like there is a good chance this will change soon. So depending on what you're buying, this may or may not apply. 2. LG WOLED can usually get brighter. The S95D Quantum.OLED TV is an exception to this, as it might just be the brightest OLED on the market, but typically WOLED can get brighter, just at the cost of color volume, as we discussed previously. I mean, for example, a lot of their monitors today might hit anywhere between 600 to 800, or even, I think I've seen at times 900 nits in a 10% window, whereas QD OLED in a 10% window, you're stuck on monitors around 480 nits, although on TVs, it's all over the place, and it really depends. 3. LG WOLED typically has more accurate color and gamma tracking for professionals in my experience. Now, this almost certainly isn't always going to be true, and it's important to eyeball as many reviews as possible for each product you're thinking of throwing hands with, but in my experience, especially on TVs, LG tends to do a better job of creating accurate modes for creators and film buffs, which I greatly appreciate. And then 4, the latest LG WOLED displays are starting to ship with a new RGWB subpixel arrangement, which is about as close to regular RGB as we've ever seen on an OLED, leading to better text and less noticeable chromatic aberration effects, such as red and green lines on the edges of text and objects, which we can often see on QD OLED, which unfortunately does use a triangle arrangement, in unfixable flaw, at least for now. So is WOLED trash in 2024? No, but I do think despite QD OLED's flaws, it is for now the overall better OLED technology, especially in monitors where it essentially wins by default since, again, current WOLED monitors use a horrendous matte coating. I mean, it really blurs the image and is very distracting. It's very, very well hated among the OLED enthusiasts for a good reason. They might as well dump a pile of rocks on those screens before shipping them. But on TVs, it's not so simple. Right now, I think the LG G4, which is an MLA-equipped WOLED, is probably the best TV money can buy. So it goes to show you that a lot of the quality on a monitor or TV can come down to the coating and firmware it ships with, and for that reason, I think it's far too early to count out future WOLED displays just yet. Whether you're looking to connect a new console, gaming PC, or just need a fast and reliable HDMI cable to connect over long distances, Rupro has you covered with their certified 8K HDMI 2.1 fiber optic cable available in sizes of up to 50 feet and can deliver a perfect full 48 gigabits per second connection over distances other cables could only dream of reaching. And with 48 gigabits per second of bandwidth, it can easily drive 8K 60 FPS or 4K 144 FPS 10-bit HDR video through its ultra-thin, flexible, and durable housing, and it even supports ER. So if you're in the market for a cable that can drive a beautiful new TV or monitor, be sure to check out Rupro on Amazon today.